Well, okay then. El PNP party de Puerto Rico has been getting votes from incarcerated persons in exchange for drugs. And they threaten them if they don't vote for them. First of all, sometimes I feel like I am living in a satire or some kind of sitcom, but there's no sitcom this dark. Now, the scheme is tied to none other than favorite person to talk about, Jennifer Gonzalez. And thank you, Diaspora Pip, for this informative post saying that this actually isn't new. But then why is it mainstream now? Let's get into it. First, the article is pretty long, but it's worth a read. In the article, they're saying that prison gangs were giving drugs to incarcerated persons in exchange for votes for Jennifer Gonzalez, and of course, threatening punishment if they didn't. And I really don't know what's more disgusting than trying to pressure a vulnerable group of people that have no other choice. Now, the investigation started sometime after 2020 election cycle, but was actively underway in 2021. They were interviewing witnesses, tracking drug networks, and following financial leads tied to the scheme. Now, this is the part that's weird. The Department of Justice has asked the investigators to stop, to close this case. Why? Now, one of the theories is that maybe the Department of Justice doesn't want to interfere or impact an upcoming election. Maybe that's kind of like an important piece of information, though, to understand that perhaps one of the parties is rigging the system. Because regardless of how many inmates actually voted and whether or not that impacted the 2024 election, what is clear is this. If votes can be bought, we cannot trust these institutions. If votes can be bought, then we don't have a democracy now, do we, Jennifer? Do we, DOJ? But guess what? Most people know this. Most people understand this because this investigation was cut off before it came to a final conclusion. But what remains is a breach in the process, a breach in the system, a breach to the very systems that people show up for when they vote. And for communities that still believe in participating, still believe in holding on to democracy and in organizing, it doesn't just feel incomplete. It feels like the door was closed mid-question. And it could feel like a blow to any semblance of power that we thought that we had. And this is the dangerous part, because what happens when the majority don't trust the people at the top? A crack in the foundation. And for a colonized place like Boriken, that part matters.